Now, before we end 2022, I wanted to make this video to pay homage to all of the companies that have made handheld PCs. This is not an official award show, but just me giving my personal comments and my personal decisions on what I thought were good or great handheld PCs that came out from its induction, I would say, from like 2018. All of the opinions you're going to hear are my own. I have not been coerced. I have not been talked to about this. I just decided to make this video because no one else has thought of the idea yet. Just thought that I would do it just to give you my ideas of what I think were great handheld PCs. Although I could have come up with more award titles, I came up with these right here for this video. So the award titles I'm going to be giving awards to will be for Best Looking, Best Company, Most Innovative, Best Priced, Best for Gaming Only, Best Bang for Your Buck, Best Portable, Best Customer Service, Best All Around, and the last category, Best of the Year. This video will be spoken completely freestyle. Nothing is scripted, nothing is written down. I'm just coming up with my ideas of what I think is a good PC based off the top of my dome. Again, all freestyle, nothing scripted. Therefore, I may say a wrong spec, I may say some wrong information, not a whole lot, but if it does come out, just forgive me. Like I said, all off the top of my dome, all off information that I have right now, just thinking about it. Also want to mention that most of the awards will be going to handheld PCs, or I'm going to make the abbreviation HHPC, from 2021 up. Now, there's been more that have been created before 2021, but because of the specs, because they're not as powerful as ones that were created in 2021 and this year, then I'm not going to mention too many of those. I may give a nod to a couple of older HHPCs, but for the most part, again, we're going to be looking at ones that were created from 2021 to 2022. And in some circumstances, ones that haven't been released yet. So 2023, I may talk about a couple of those that will be released in the near future. Let's start off with Best Looking HHPC. Again, HH stands for handheld. Now, a lot of the handheld PCs, they pretty much look the same. Some have copied ideas off of others because of what people have said that they've liked from that HHPC. But again, this is based on, or this video is based on my personal opinion, so you may not agree with everything that I say, and that's perfectly okay. And so at the end of the video, if you want to put in the comment section what you think will be the best looking or for the best in the categories that I've mentioned, definitely do so in the comment section so that we can have some discussions, so that we can have some ideas for next year's video. But for me, the best looking HHPC out of all the HHPCs out there, believe it or not, is the Aya Neo 2021 model. When I first saw this one, OMG, I was like, best looking one, period, end of story. Don't get me wrong, there are some other ones that look great, look fantastic, but this right here, that just looks sick. That just looks like a real handheld gaming PC. I mean, it looks really reminiscent to a Nintendo Switch. Maybe that's why I really like it. It doesn't have detachable controllers, but again, just looking at it compared to the other ones, it just looks sick. I give you definite props for making the Aya Neo series from 2021. This looks really, really well. For my next category, Best Price HHPC. This is a no-brainer. There's nothing to compare this to, so I'm just going to show you the one that wins this award, this Steam Deck. I mean, you cannot deny how this came out of nowhere, and at the base model costing only $399, and the top tier, which has 512 gigabytes of storage, coming at $650, I believe. You can't deny. I mean, even the top tier at $650 is still light. Is still a lot lower than your GPDs, units, your one netbook units, or any other unit that has came out from these other companies. So Steam Deck, I commend you for making a HHPC that is affordable to the public. And I mean, you could trade in some of your old phones or whatever and get money to get the base model for this. So as far as the specs or as the processor is the same for all the units. The only thing that you're paying for extra when it comes to the cost is the storage space. That's pretty much it. So Steam Deck, I commend you for making a very affordable HHPC. For my next category, this is the best portable HHPC, one that is light on your hands, fit nicely in the bag. I have a nod that I want to talk about before I say the one that I have chosen for the modern age, so for 2022. So I want to give a nod, and I have to give a nod to this one because this, in my opinion, has been the best HHPC that I think that any company has ever made. And I wish that it could have been improved on, but because of how small it is, you couldn't put bigger processors to handle TDP, heat, and things like that in this very small form factor. And so this one, I'm giving a nod to. This one is for the GPD Win 2. I don't care what any of you say. This is the best HHPC that I've ever had in my hands. Period. End of story. Don't get me wrong. The newer ones, powerful, whatnot, I get it. But this right here, this just raised the bar. This raised the bar for any HHPC that came out during this time period. I mean, you couldn't find one as small as this and as powerful as this at that time. Even in today's standards or with today's HHPCs, they're bigger, they're thicker. Why? To handle the TDP, handle the heat that the processor is going to emit, because if you want to play your games at pretty good frame rates, you have to work the processor. So you have to make the processor work more for it to do its job so that it can make your games run flawlessly. And in order to do that, you have to raise the wattage or the TDP. This one, the highest TDP you can get was 15 watts, and that is using the third cooling mod that was created for the GPD Win 2 in order for the processor not to overheat. They created that mod in order for you to up it up to 15 watts. But like I said, 15 watts today, that is like minimum in a lot of the HHPCs. So that's why the best portable HHPC as of right now, and this again, my opinion, goes to the Ionia Air. Very good concept of having a small PC, modern PC of 2022, to not be heavy and to be able to play a lot of your AAA games, or any of your games for that matter, in a small form factor. Plus, it's pretty light. I think it's what, 1.1 or 1.2 pounds. I got to look it up again. But again, very, very light. I really like this design. I like the rounded corners. It just looks really, really awesome and very, very portable. So Ionia, Neo, thumbs up for the Ionia Air. For my next category, best HHPC company. Now this was kind of tough to decide because I was down to two companies, and these two companies are like your Apple and Samsung in the HHPC industry. Those two companies are GPD and One Netbook. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Steam, not yet. Steam just came out this year, so I can't really put Steam in a category because they haven't been making HHPCs as long as GPD and One Netbook. So out of the two companies, and I usually am geared towards one company because they make the best all-around HHPCs, but I gotta give this to GPD. I have to give the GPD. Why? This started it all. This started the whole HHPC category. I'm talking the original GPD Win 1, and you can still find these on eBay right now. But the most amount of RAM you're gonna have in that is 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's pretty small. It's pretty minute. It's not gonna do well in today's standards. If you definitely can't play Spider-Man Miles Morales on here. It's just not gonna work. So, but again, this started it all, and right there, and it had a fan. It had a fan with different speeds. And I believe the switch was on the back of it or on the bottom. That was pretty cool for it to run a low speed up to a high speed and a medium. But again, this started it all. If it wasn't for GPD, we wouldn't have one netbook. We wouldn't have the other companies. And Steam would have been innovative to create their own system. So GPD, you started it all. Got to give you homage. Got to pay you homage for doing all of this. So thank you, GPD, best HHPC company. For my next category, best HHPC for gaming only. This is a no-brainer. This goes to the Steam Deck. What I really like about the Steam Deck when it was created is that it was just created just for gaming. It wasn't created to put Windows on. It wasn't created to word process. It wasn't created to edit videos for YouTube or whatnot. It was just created just to game. So I really commend Steam for creating such a fantastic device just for gaming, and it works wonders. AAA games play great on here. Especially your older games, they're going to play absolutely wonderful on here. I mean, a custom processor made for this, excellent, quite excellent. So, like I said, definitely thumbs up to Steam for creating this just a game. That's it. And for my next category, best customer service, and this is a no-brainer as well. You should know that the Steam Deck, the company that makes the Steam Deck, has the best customer service because they were created mainly, well, they have offices and shop right here in the US. So when you call them, you have a problem with the system, bam, taken care of. You want to return it, bam, taken care of. No hassles, no questions asked. They are incredible. A lot of the other companies originate in China, so trying to call or trying to communicate with someone there, not going to be as good as it is with Steam. So Steam, thank you for the best customer service. And I mentioned before, GPD, one netbook, you need to set up shop here in the US so that you can service anything that goes wrong with the system, if someone has a problem with it, so that we can get it taken care of right here instead of trying to ship it to China and getting lost in transit or whatever. It's just too much. Set up shop in the US, especially if you want more US dollars. I mean, you're going to get your dollars, don't get me wrong. You already got dollars because you've been making great systems. But you want more? Set up shop in the US. Guaranteed it's going to be wondrous. Next category, most innovative HHPC. Now, when I say innovative, I'm saying this company has put in ideas into the HHPC that no one else has. And this award goes to the 1X Player. Now, technically, the 1X Player 2 can also be in this category and that can win this award because the 1X Player 2, which isn't coming, I mean, it's being crowdfunded right now and it's not going to be released until 2023, March 2023. What's great about the 1X Player 2? Detachable controllers, reminiscent of the Nintendo Switch. Excuse me. But the 1X Player by itself is the most innovative. Why? A lot of HHPCs as of today have mimicked their model based off the 1X Player. If you look at a lot of other ones, you will see that a lot of them really look similar to the 1X Player. So because, I mean, the screen itself was innovative. A lot of screens from before, 6 inches, 7 inches. This is the first 8.4 inch screen on an HHPC. And you can't deny that. So 1X Player or One Netbook, which is a company, thank you for being innovative and making this device right here. For my next category, best all-around HHPC. I have a nod before I say the one that I think is the best of today. I'm giving a nod to, and both of the HHPCs are made by One Netbook. Again, me personally, I think One Netbook makes the best all-around HHPC for the average consumer. It's not just used for gaming, it's used for a smorgasbord of things. So I want to give a nod to this one first. And I still have this particular HHPC. I'm using it at work. This one is the One Netbook One GX1 or the Pro. This is the GX1. The Pro version has an 11th generation Intel processor. The original has a 10th generation. And this right here, best all around. Why? You can take it. These controllers are detachable. So this was the first one netbook device that had detachable controllers. Plastic, and they can be used independently. The 1X Player 2 controllers cannot be used independently. These can. So if you detach both of these, they can be used by itself as a controller by itself. So just one of these can be used as a controller by itself. So you can have two players for one system, or you can just use both for one game. And that was pretty innovative. Very, very, the best innovative HHPC that has ever been created by any company. Any company, seriously, the best. I mean, you had your mouse knob, you had your left and right clicks on there, you had a full keyboard, and those keys felt phenomenal. I mean, fantastic. It had an aluminum body too. Now, I didn't truly like the aluminum body. It was pretty heavy. If they would have made this plastic, that would have made it awesome. But it is what it is. Still, absolutely innovative. Great, like I said, to use for work and for play. So again, nod for the One GX1. Now, the one that I picked for the best all around as of right now, the 1X Player. Now, why the 1X Player? Not only, like I said, is it innovative for the 8.48 screen, you can put your different processors in there to make it powerful, but it also came with optional a keyboard, magnetic keyboard with the magnetic keyboard knobs on the bottom, stuck to the bottom of the 1X Player, made it great. Now the case, you can get a case for any of these, so the case wasn't really part of me deciding for this to be the best all around, but because this had an optional keyboard made for the 1X Player, because yes, you can use, let's see, where is it? Oh, here we go. You could pretty much use any Bluetooth keyboard for any of these HHPCs because they all have Bluetooth connectivity, but for one that was made for it, you can use this, like I said, as a keyboard and a screen protector. You can just fold it right on top of the screen. It turns the screen right off. I mean, that is just wonderful. Saves on your battery power. So, again, this right here, the 1X Player, or even, like I said, the 1GX1, best all around because, again, you can use it for more than just for gaming. So you can word process, create PowerPoints, video edit if you wanted to. Depending on the one that you will get, if you can attach an eGPU to it, then you can definitely get the best work out of it when it comes to video processing because of the added power of the eGPU. But again, 1X Player gets the best all around for HHPCs. For my next category, best bang for the buck. The best bang for the buck HHPC is a no-brainer. You should know that it goes to the Steam Deck. Period. End story. I mean, seriously. You're not going to find one as cheap as this and as powerful as this. That's it. And I can't wait to see what the Steam Deck 2 is going to look like. That is going to be awesome. I'm going to be all over that. Let's just hope that these controllers will not be as large. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to touch the thumb pads, but they just made this really, really long. So you had a short screen, 7-inch screen, and these really long control things on the side. It was just too cumbersome to just behold. Just too cumbersome to behold. So I hope it's going to be smaller, but a lot more cooler. So Steam Deck, thank you for the best bang of the buck. Now I kind of want to give a nod to the upcoming GPD Win 4. That's also going to be a good bang for your buck, even though it's not as cheap as your Steam Deck. But some people thought that the Steam Deck was going to lower prices from the other companies. It didn't too much. They truly believe, and they have a fan base of people that's going to keep buying them. Period. End of story. I mean, I'm included. Can't lie about that. So the GPD Win 4 has specs on there that are out of the world. I mean, out of this world. It is truly going to be a sight to see when you have it to play all of your games, especially your newer games, your AAA games. It's just wonderful to see a form factor of the GPD Win 4. And you can check on YouTube and on the net to see how it looks. But real quick, it basically looks like a PSP, but just a whole lot thicker. It's just wonderful. A wonderful device. Definitely got to give a nod to the GPD Win 4. Now for my last category, the HHPC of the Year. Now I have to give a runner-up and then the actual award for the one that I think is the best. For the runner-up, and for, like I said, a lot of these HHPCs that I'm choosing, I'm not choosing ones that are not released yet. So the GPD Win 4 and the OXP2, I'm not choosing any one of those. That's why you haven't seen those in my selections, because they're not out yet. But for the runner-up for this year, the runner-up, in my opinion, don't forget this is my opinion, so don't get all upset because I didn't pick the one that you like. The runner-up goes to the Steam Deck. Again, best bang for your buck, best customer service, excellent custom processor. I mean, it's made very well. You can install Windows in here. It's a little headache, but you can install Windows. Wish it had Windows out the box, but it's just used for gaming and gaming only. This right here, fantastic device. And like I said, if it wasn't for the companies that have made HHPCs before Steam came into play, this would have never been created. So thank you, Steam, for coming out with a product that looks reminiscent to what? A 1X player. Yep, you can't deny it. You can't deny it. And I hope you get rid of those bezels next year or for the next rendition. But anyway, Steam Deck, fantastic. You can't deny how awesome this is, especially for the price. But the one that gets HHPC of the Year is, and you're probably not going to be surprised with my answer, the 1X player. This right here has so many clones. I mean, a ton of clones. The Aya Neo is basically a clone of this. The 8OK Zoe, you remember that one? That was created this year as well, 2022. Doesn't get a lot of hype or anything because they're still a new company, but when you look at it, it looks just like a 1X player. I mean, look at it. You can't say that it doesn't look just like a 1X player. So me personally, I would never buy this because I would just get a 1X player because it looks just like it. And 1X player, one netbook has, bigger fan base, and they got a lot more money because they've been in the game a little bit longer than OK Zoe. But back to the 1X player, again, the only one that had an 8.4-inch screen, comfortable on the hands, and it wasn't very heavy. At first I thought it was heavy, but the more I used it, the more I was saying this is not as heavy as I thought it was going to be because it's made of all plastic, no aluminum, no metal, nice front-facing speakers, has a little turbo button to up the TDP. You can also get software to up the TDP at ranges or sets that you wanted to put it at. Color scheme is great. I don't like the orange a lot, but I do have a a moss bag that's the same color as black and orange, so fits the bag. So like I said, all around it was just a fantastic device. It still is a fantastic device, and that's why the 1X Player 2 made after this, but detachable controllers, that's going to be even more impressive when it comes out. So like I said, this right here set the bar very high, or had other companies copy this model, just like how Apple is like the #1 smartphone in the world. Samsung and a lot of other companies tried to mimic certain things, try to mimic software, try to mimic the look of it, because Apple is just the best. People like Apple, so everybody else copied. This right here, in my opinion, the best. And a lot of other companies are copying this model. Like I said, you can say what you want, blah, 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 but you got to pay homage to the one that set that bar. So in one netbook, thank you for the 1X player. It's a fantastic device. Oh yeah, and like I told you before, because it is best all around, where a keyboard was made for it, but you can also use your own keyboard. It also is the first HHPC that allowed you to use a stylus. The 1GX1 was the very first that allowed you to use a stylus. I'm talking HHPCs. I'm not talking mini PCs. I'm talking just ones that were made for gaming as well, not just for computing. So like I said, first to ever use a stylus. So one netbook, first to really look out for the all-around PC user, not just for the gaming. It's for everything. So like I said, you can use a Microsoft Surface Pen with the 1X player. Well, certain ones. I know with the Intel ones you can. AMD ones, not so sure, because I did have a 1X player mini with an AMD processor. That just didn't work with it. So I had to send that back because, again, I use this for all-around stuff and not just for gaming. So again, 1X player, congratulations. Thank you for doing what you do, and I can't wait to see future renditions. Man, I had a lot of fun making this video, and I hope you enjoyed my ideas and my opinions of what I thought were excellent HHPCs. If you did enjoy this video, definitely leave a thumbs up, and in the comment section, tell me your thoughts of what you think were the best, in your opinion, from the categories that I came up with. If there's any other categories that you want to talk about or include, definitely put that in the comment section as well, and I could probably use your categories as well for next year's video, and I can't wait to make that. I'm not big time yet, so I'm not getting any review products, but once I get them, and I can't wait to get them, then I can start having the physical HHPCs here so that I can show you rather than just showing a picture or showing a PowerPoint of the best HHPCs for that particular year. So again, leave that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends about my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video.